Hello and welcome to a 30-minute. I'm not going to call it a flow because it's not really a flow yoga class. It falls a little bit more under the fitness umbrella. The theme is Fortify. And as we're thinking about Fortify, what I really want to, of course, that relates somewhat to strength. But what I'm really thinking about it in the sense of reinforcing the strength and structure that you already have. So don't expect this class. Some of the strength classes that I teach are on the kind of more intense side, and they really are there to tap in and dig into your deepest strength layers. This class is going to be more of kind of a mobility, toning, reinforcement of the trunk region. We're not going to do anything standing. That's for two reasons. One, I'm working with a foot injury, so I'm going to just stay off my foot. And two, because as I plan this class, I think we can really focus in on this trunk area of reinforcing the strength we already have, digging in a little bit, and feeling really good at the end of it without burning ourselves up, without depleting those other energies that we've been working on as well. So we are going to, like I said, we're going to stay close to the ground. You do need a mat, though, because we're going to be on hands and knees a lot. We're going to be on our knees a lot in general. So if you are going to feel better with a blanket of any kind, just kind of covering your mat or even underneath your mat for some extra padding, that might be useful. And other than that, you don't need any props. So we're going to go ahead and get started right into the arms with a little bit of slow breathing and getting right into that fortifying. You can stay seated on your heels, your shins and your heels, or you can come standing on your knees. You're going to know best what feels better in your body. Then standing on the knees does start to activate some of the core, but it's not necessary. So I want you to reach your arms out. We're going to go we're going to do it really slow at first, and then we'll get a little faster. Thumbs down. Tap back, just straight arms, tap back. Thumbs up, tap forward. Thumbs down, tap back. Thumbs up, tap tops of shoulders. So there's three types of taps. Back, chest, back, shoulders. Back, chest, back, shoulders. Good. So I want you to just do this for a few moments, getting into the rhythm so that it feels kind of natural. You don't have to think about that part anymore. So we'll just do this for a few more minutes before I cue some long, slow breaths. And don't rush the movement either. Just let it be. Okay, good. So moving on, we're going to keep the movement going just as it is. And I want you to kind of inhale, exhale, knit the belly together a little bit on that exhale. Inhale, exhale. Keep going with those long, slow breaths. Allow yourself to drop into this moment, even though it's a little bit hard on the shoulders, the arms, the triceps, which is the point. We're here to, again, reinforce the strength that we already have. And we use that tool of the breath to focus the mind, to either cool or warm the body, depending on what you need right now, to help fortify our resilience and our ability to stick with it, our endurance, to help fortify our intention for what we're doing here in the first place. Why did I turn on this yoga video today? What am I connecting to in my body, in my energy? think fortifying the intention is always one of the most important things you can do, because it's the reason we're here. It's the reason we're doing what we do in our lives. So as things get a little heated in the arms, stick with those slow, long inhales. And long exhales. Big inhales. Big exhales. A couple more. I know I said it wasn't going to be that intense of a class, and here we are already. But I think intensity kind of comes in different levels and layers, and we have different relationships to that. So when I said intensity, I was thinking about kind of like fast movements or jumping around. And instead, there will be intensity in a different way, in a repetitive way, in an endurance way. Let's do 5. 4, 3, 2, last one. Good, and then go ahead and come down into any seat that feels comfortable to you. Shrug your shoulders, get some of the juice, the fluids in your shoulders moving again. After that repetition, after that activation, little cow cat here. And side bend, bring one hand down, other arm up, and really stretch. You can kind of bend that lower elbow. Really push your opposite sit bone to heel. Other side. Sink in. Lift up. And there is something about this type of strength building that we do feel it almost immediately. And so I hope that fortifies you as you move forward of, oh, I feel my shoulders more awake, more alive right now. And then we can continue on as we move through our class. So we're going to go into a different type of movement, a little bit bigger, kind of involving the whole body, moving side to side on the mat. Let's just start by landing here. So if you've got knee issues, I'm going to just suggest that you maybe do this standing and kind of modify. If this feels okay in your knees, you give it a couple tries, then this is fine to do. So we're going to just start down here and then push up. And then down. Let's do that 3 more times. Up and down. Okay, now up, you're going to come up and you're going to kick. And then you're going to come down. And then you're going to come up, hand down and kick. And down. Up. Down, up, down. Of course, you could have a block underneath your hands. So just go with it. Don't overthink. Do set yourself up. So meaning, if you need support like a block or a blanket, pause and get one. Get that support. That's part of fortifying, is giving yourselves the tools to take care of yourself, to be resilient, to find your endurance. And to modify. So if the way that I'm portraying the movement just doesn't work in your body, but you can think of something better, that's the answer. keep going. Again, this is where, in my opinion, the way I've set up this class, the fortifying begins. Right when it becomes a little sticky, a little icky. Oh, but I don't want to do this anymore. Okay, that's where we build our strength. That's where we reinforce our intention, our determination, our reason. No worries if you lose your balance. Couple more of these. Do 3 more each side. Last one. Let's do 1 more for good measure. Okay, that's it. Last one. Good. And now go ahead and unwind your feet so that you're sitting in a cross-legged seat. And again, you may see me kind of make some modifications as I'm working with this foot injury. And then just sit for a moment. Let the heat do its work. Feel where in the last movement we felt the shoulders. Here I can feel the glutes, and we're going to go right into more work on the glutes in a few moments. But just kind of feel where the movement affected your body, where it fortified your actual physical body. Okay, moving in, we can just straighten the legs here and do a little forward stretch. Of course, you never have to touch your toes. Come on up. We're going right into hands and knees. Again, the blanket is optional. Since we're going to be on the knees a lot, I found that I'm going to prefer it, but it doesn't mean that it's best for you. Most of the time, I don't use a blanket. So in a nice hands and knees, find that neutral spine. And what I mean by that is that you're not in your cow and you're not in a cat. You just have an engaged but long spine. Again, hands are right underneath shoulders. That's part of fortifying, is getting your structure set up. And then we're going to go into a movement on one side with 4 counts and then a movement on the other side with 4 counts, and then we'll get into the rhythm and we'll repeat. So let's do left leg first. You're going to go up like a square, down, over, up, down. Now right, up, down, over, up, down. Left, up, down, over, up, down. Right, up, down, over, up, down. Left, up, down, over, up, down. Right, up, down, over, up, down. We'll do one more with my words. Up, down, over, up, down, up, down, over, up, down. Keep going, don't overthink it. Breathe in the way that makes the most sense for you. And again, this might, for my body, because I do this type of movement kind of regularly, I don't feel it right away. But as we continue, we will start to feel it. And then that's when the fortifying happens. That's when the requirement for attention, for endurance, for intention, or at least recalling your intention, comes into play. So you just keep going with the movement. Many, or maybe not actually many, some of you know that I really value the strengthening, the reinforcing of the strength of the glutes, because over time, if we don't focus there, that is actually the area that can kind of cause us the biggest trouble. Our glutes are really big muscles, so if we don't keep them active, engaged, then imbalances start to happen in the hips. And of course, our hips are the ones that get us around. So I think periodically engaging this part of the body, meaning periodically like once a week or something like that, is such an important way to maintain structural health and balance. Keep going. It's up, down, over, up, down, up, down, over, up, down. Keep going. We're almost ready for a pause to really push that endurance. Let's do one more each side, so make sure you're evening it up. And then we're going to take left leg up to the sky, pointed toe, and just do little pulses up, 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 up. This is the time to kind of realign the spine. Check in if you're in a cat or a cow shape, kind of not on purpose, but by accident. It just happened as you were arranging. Good. Not too many of these. 10 more. Right to the ground, and then other leg in the pulses, and then we'll stretch. Ten. Good. Now stretch the leg, crisscross it. Look over your left shoulder. Your right leg is over on the left side of the mat. So you're getting a side stretch and a hip stretch. And then other way. Left leg crisscrosses. Look over your right shoulder. Good. Now come through centered. I'm going to just give a quick interlude as we're heading to the belly. Everything we've done up until now, I should have said this at the beginning, is pregnancy friendly. Making sure that you feel comfortable doing it. But the next thing is going to be on our belly. If you are pregnant, you can come to this kind of kneeling or do this standing, and I'm going to have you do arms wide, kind of belly in, and obviously not your belly, but your engaged abs in, elbows together, and then open. This. So that's your move if you're not coming to your belly. If you are coming to your belly, go ahead now, and we won't need the blanket for this. So come on down. This is a strength fortifying pose or movement that I've done in many live classes, and then of course throughout the last year online. And it's one of my favorites, so it's always good to kind of reintroduce it to people who haven't done it before or who need a reminder that it's one to put in your pocket. So you're in Sphinx pose. Elbows are going to be parallel, hands flat. Lift your chest. So stay in Sphinx. This is our stretch. If you're in kneeling, go ahead and do a little back bend, cactus arms to the sky. So the movement is, and I'll just talk us through and then we'll do, is you're going to inhale in the Sphinx and then you're going to pull your belly in, lift so that you're in a kneeling plank, and then inhale back to Sphinx. Exhale, pull in at the navel. Inhale, exhale. And so I want us to all start doing this. If you were kind of watching, now's the time to start. And then what I want you to do is as you're doing this, and it does need to be linked with your breath, exhale to lift. I want you to start noticing, can you make the core do more and the rest of the body do less? So can you make your knees, your thighs, your glutes do less? And make all of that lifting happen from the deep core layer underneath your belly button. The sheath of strength that holds you up, that keeps you upright, that allows you to walk around, to bend over and pick up things, to reach high and grab things. Can you isolate and direct your attention right there? We've got 5. Last one. Good, now rest. If it's okay for you to lay flat, go ahead and lay flat. Otherwise, take kind of a lazy Sphinx pose where you're really resting there. We are going to do one more back strengthener. Sphinx pose is a back strengthener. We're going to move right into our locus. Again, if you've been on your knees because you're not laying on your belly, you can start to do some kind of elbow pulls, really pulling the muscles of your back like this, but kneeling, as that's what we're going to be doing here on the ground. So reach your arms, if you're on the ground, as wide as your shoulders, palms forward. Take your toes, tuck them under, and lengthen your legs and bring your feet hips width apart. So your arms are just slightly wider than your feet. If you can touch your forehead to the mat, I can't do that with the microphone on. You're going to take an inhale and really engage the belly now. That's important so that you can keep your back long and not crunchy. With belly engaged, exhale, lift up arms and legs. So that's where we're starting. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale. Try to keep legs straight. So you're not bending at the knees to lift your feet higher, but rather using your low back and your glutes to get those feet off the ground. Last two. Last one, and we're going to hold. Stay here or swim with your breath. Inhale, exhale. Good. And rest. Take a couple breaths. Roll onto your back. Coming all the way down. You're going to lay on your back. And this is, for pregnant folks, optional because there's always modifications you can do, but not every pregnant person feels good on their back. So if you're preferring to do something standing, that's a good choice. Bring your hands underneath your head. You're going to keep your head on your hands, so meaning your hands stay on the ground, but this just gives a little lift. Bring your legs up. Lengthen your hips away from your trunk. And then you're going to bring your right leg down and up, down, and up. Do this a couple times. Good. And now you're going to take your right leg to the right and up, right and up. So you only extend, keep going, you only extend as far as your body doesn't turn or roll. Good. Now you're going to go the other side. So go left and up, left and up. I naturally exhale on the route down and inhale on the route up. That works for my go to the left, open and up, open it up. So exhaling down kind of works with the way I engage, but I know lots of teachers who suggest inhale down, exhale up. So you do what's most intuitive to your body, what connects you most to your body and your breath. A couple more of these. Good. The next time that your leg is up, you're going to do a combo. Right leg down, left leg wide, and up. So we're doing that 8 times together. Other way, left leg down, right leg wide. One more here, and we're doing the whole set one more time. So right into it. Right leg down and up. Right to the right. Go right into left leg, down and up. And open. Fortifying. Good. Now all the way up, we're going into that broken scissors, but we're going to do the other leg now. Left leg down, right leg wide. Last one, other side in a moment. Right leg down, left wide. Good, both legs up. We're going to either point or flex the toes and then lift your shoulders on an exhale. So lifting shoulders and elbows to your feet. Try to lift from your shoulders, not your neck. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Go ahead and remove your hands. Take your knees wide and do some circles. Switch directions if you're doing kind of a circle one way or the other. And then go ahead and hold your ankles. So knees are wide like a Baddha Konasana, but you don't touch your feet. You just let your feet and your thighs hang. And I want this to be our closing pose. Of course, there's always more rest to be had. And I hope that you leave today feeling a little stronger, feeling a little more reinforced in your back, in your glutes, your shoulders, and the front, your core, that long trunk. And that's really my hope for all classes, but this one because of the intention to feel reinforced, the strength, the structure, the energy that you bring in just feels stronger, better, and more alive. Take 3 more breaths, inhales and exhales. Move into whatever rest or maybe some deeper stretches that you need. Thank you so much.